Hi, everyone. Welcome to Entrepreneurship by Design with Dr. C. I'm so glad you're here today because we have an incredible guest with us, Tamzin. Tamzin is a playful performance psychology coach who knows how to make work feel like play. She's an expert in leadership development and executive coaching with a toolkit of support, training, and development to create high-performing organizations that rock. And thank you so much for being here today, Tam. It's such a pleasure to have you. I would love for you to just dive into your journey, how you got here today, and then we can go a little bit deeper.
Of course. Hi, thank you so much for having me. It's an absolute honor to be here. So my journey spans a couple of decades now, which has been a roller coaster, to say the least. But I think where I am now is really embracing fun and happiness and living a life that lights us up. And that has come from experiences, 20 years in corporate, being, I suppose, trying to be put into a box. And many bosses have said to me that I'm like a square peg and they're trying to fit me into a round hole, and that just doesn't work. So through years of being told that and trying to be put into a box and trying to conform to what society says we should be, what professionalism should look like, what women should do, how we should behave, all of that, I finally broken free from it. And I'm kind of, this is me, this is who I am. And we can all live a life that is aligned to us without conforming to what other people's judgments and beliefs on us should be.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Because I think a lot of people do wear that and have to, like, whatever is told to them, or they identify with what they're being told versus standing out, being who they are, and just really aligning with that internally too. And I'm so curious, what was your drive to even start your business in the beginning?
So I have been really called to make a difference, and to make a difference, even if I can make a difference to one person. And I go into everything just thinking, if I can just shine a light on someone, and even if it's just one person, or bring a bit of sunshine into someone's day, or into a business or an organization or a team, I really just want to make a difference. And as I said, I've worked for 20 years in corporate, and I'm on a mission to change this. But in the UK, in a lot of corporate organizations, it's very much, this is who you should be, this is who you need to be. And as I started my entrepreneur journey, I was speaking to people who said, I left corporate and I left the workplace because I wasn't valued, I wasn't listened to, I couldn't be me, I didn't have a place at the table. And I felt the same. And actually, I started to change that in quite a big organization, because I think I'm quite confident and I don't let it lie. And so now I thought, if I start a business where I can really help leaders and business owners to give their staff a voice and to help their staff feel valued, part of a team, that they have a place, that they are fabulous, and if they can enjoy it at the same time, everything in corporate is going to be different. Everything in the workplace is going to be different. And working for one organisation, I can't reach as many people as I could working for myself, going into many organisations. So that was really my driver as to why I wanted to start my business.
Yes, no, and I appreciate that. And what inspired you to become a playful performance psychology coach, and how do you integrate playfulness into your coaching?
So this is quite interesting, because when I first started my business, I tried to conform. So I tried to be the leadership coach that society, even though I that I had all the reasons that I had for starting my business to help change kind of that archaic micromanagement style. I knew what I wanted to achieve, but I thought, actually, to get into organizations and to have people listen to me, I still need to be that white shirt, blue suit person. And I created a lead magnet. So I created a lead magnet, and I'd been working with a lot of directors and C-suite and leaders. And the common theme was they wouldn't have regular sit down one-to-one meetings with their people. They thought that just having a quick conversation at the coffee machine was good enough. And actually, as leaders, we need to be having at least monthly meetings in a private environment with our people. It's something that there's so much research and science behind that it really makes a difference. So I thought, okay, I'm going to create a checklist to help leaders create one-to-ones, create that one-to-one process that helps to increase performance, keep the staff happy, really align with the company's culture, values, all of that great stuff. So I created this lead magnet, printed it off, and looked at it, and it was so boring. It was so corporate. It was so not me. And I kind of took a step back, went for a walk, spoke to a few of my coaches and my friends and people that really know me, and decided, actually, I want to make the workplace fun. I want to bring laughter into the workplace and happiness into the workplace. I've done the research. I've read enough research when I was doing my dissertation and my degree to know that actually when we have fun, we're high performing. When we play and when we have fun, we're 20% happier. When we're happier, we perform more. So it's all linked. There's all kind of a thread that runs through it. And I thought, this is what I'm taking into businesses, but my lead magnet is saying I'm really boring and corporate. So I completely almost threw that out the window and did a complete rebrand. So my website is fun, playful, colourful. My lead magnet is fun, playful, colourful. And when I say play, I don't mean necessarily taking all of the team to paintballing or putting your team up into a hot air balloon. It's more around actually having fun that's aligned to every single one of your team and aligned to your business culture. So it can be something as simple as Lego. I love taking Lego to the boardroom. I think having people building and creating together and almost blurring that hierarchy and having CEOs with admin assistants building Lego houses together, that's where magic happens, and that's where people have fun. So it can be really simple, it can be really cheap, it can be really cost effective, but it's that element of actually bringing people together. And what that means for the company and the leaders and the team, what that fun looks like will be different for every single team, and it's really understanding what that is.
I love that, because it does just bring this community together, because you might have the CEO and then maybe an admin assistant, but being able to really cohesively work together, because that's what it's about, a company coming together and everyone plays their part. But like what you gave the example with the Legos, building a house or building something, you really have to use your communication skills. And obviously you can speak more to it because you're there, but being able to really come together and create something beautiful and understanding. And I'm so curious, because I know you do a lot of different team building exercises. I know you shared about the Legos. Can you share some of your favorite team building exercises or games that you have used with your corporations and clients?
Yeah, Lego is one of my favorite, because everybody remembers, if you've got children or as a child, building, whether it's Lego or building bricks or blocks, it takes us back to our childhood and our inner child. And that is something that where we can just let those preconceptions, let those, we all have to be adults, and we all have to be serious, and we all have to be, we all have to be very professional and not laugh and not smile and just be very serious all the time. By taking people back to their childhood and kind of that inner child and bringing that inner child out, that's when great things happen. So actually my favorite activities are the ones that are so simple. It's the taking people on a creative colouring course, or bringing art into the boardroom, or something where we're cooking together or creating something together, is where it's most impactful. The ones I've had organisations who said to me, yeah, we definitely want to do this. We definitely want to do this. Archery, for example. We want to take people on archery. It's okay, we can do that. But actually you'll have some people that maybe don't want to be outside when it's raining, or find lifting the bow heavy, or with their eyesight it might be difficult. It's actually the ones that are, I think, the most fun to me are ones that are aligned to the business culture, and where we've spoken to everybody and figured out what they want to do. do they want to do something that takes them completely out of their comfort zone, or do they want to go to a fairground and you know, play the coconut game or something like that? And it's the ones that are the simplest that are the most effective for me.
And that makes sense, because there's not as much that goes into it. It's more of just being present, and you don't have to use certain aspects of your like thinking and your motor skills and all those things, versus just like being present and knowing it's something familiar, whether it's cooking, coloring, Legos, like what you mentioned. It really brings it back down to just a level playing field in a way.
Yes, and what you don't want to do as an organisation is take people completely out of their comfort zone and make them feel uncomfortable and make them, you know, anxiety rise. I had a client wanted to take their team up on a hot air balloon, which is it sounds great, sounds very fancy, but actually, what type of anxiety is that going to bring out in some people? Some people are just not going to want to go in a hot air balloon. And actually, then it makes the experience disjointed, because some people will be doing it, some people won't be doing it. Some people feel they have to do it, but it will be anxiety provoking and they won't enjoy the experience. So it has to be something that caters for everybody and takes into account disabilities, anxieties, kind of mental health as well. You need to take all of that into account. And it's about getting to know your people. Once you know your people, you know exactly what is right for them and what will bring them together and bring that fun into the team.
Yes, I love that. And it just makes so much sense too. And I'm so curious, how do you help maybe individuals or clients who may be resistant to the idea of having playfulness in the workplace?
Because that is something that does come up. I can remember, I've got a story. I can remember when I worked when I had my son, I took a little part-time job, and I'm never very, probably a bit of a fault of mine, but I'm never very open about my experiences and what I've done in the past. I don't want to be this person that's kind of braggy and, you know, I've done this, I've done that. I just want to be part of, and I understand that whilst I might know quite a lot, there's people in the room that are going to know more than me, and I can learn of other people. So I'm all about kind of getting to know other people more than sharing what I can and what I can't do. So I had this little part-time job, and the manager said to me, would you like to come and see a client with me? And I thought, yeah, you know, I'm more than happy to. In the back of my mind, in previous roles, I'd managed multi-million-pound clients. So going to see a small insurance client, you know, wasn't huge to me. But, you know, he made out that it was, you know, he was doing me a favour. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to go along, looking forward to it. And a colleague turned around to me and said, Tamzin, when you're there, you have to be serious. You can't laugh with them. You can't joke with them. You can't have a conversation. And, you know, that's not true. I've managed very, very high value, very wealthy people, interacted with high, you know, clients that have multi-million-pound businesses. Of course you can. Of course you can. They are still people. They are still individuals. And so there is that resistance. There is that resistance out there that actually to have clients and to have wealthy clients, you have to be serious all the time. But actually, even those wealthy clients, they still like to play. They still like to have fun. They still like to laugh. And I'm not saying all the time everything's pink, fluffy, rosy, happy, balloons and, you know, laughter, because even though I you know, high performance coach and I bring in play and happiness, some of my coaching sessions are very serious, and clients might bring to session something that's traumatic, and we don't go into play and fun because it isn't right for that individual then. So it's about helping people to understand positive psychology, for example. You know, my background's positive psychology, but positive psychology doesn't mean that I'm always happy. It doesn't mean that I think the world's always happiness and sunshine. It's about being able to ride those waves when things are thrown at us. So for me, it's all around communication, and it's around showing clients and communicating with them, answering their questions, but helping them to realise, and I bring quite a lot of research and science and stats into this, that actually when our people are happier, they are high performing. and we can create a happy culture very cost effectively and quite easily. It doesn't have to be difficult, it doesn't have to be expensive. And when clients see that, then it's okay, let's have a further conversation, let's see where this goes. And it's not for everybody. When I created my website, I put it on I'm in a membership group, and I said, it's a content group, and I said, can I have feedback on my website? And a couple of people said to me, there's no white in it, you need to have white in it, it's too colourful. I thought, great, my website is exactly what I want it to be, because I don't want to appeal to the people that want that white, I wouldn't say boring, but kind of that conventional website. I want something that's different, because I'll attract those people.
Exactly. And I think it's just, again, what we were talking about in the beginning, being able to be yourself and not fit into what society wants to put you into a box, but being able to be the vibrant, energetic individual that you are and bring that to life, because your website is very colorful. When I was looking, I was like, oh, I like this. It's fun. And it that vibrantness is there because it's not just white. And I understand a lot of people like that are experts in the website industry, technology, whatever. They're really good at that and they know that. But I think it's listening to your gut and what makes sense for you and attracting the right people that are going to come to your site and be like, this is different. This is what I need. Versus if it's just all white and black.
Absolutely. And I think if people could live by that more and be, this is me, this is who I am, I'm proud of it. Some people are not going to like me, but some people are. And it's okay for every single person to be unique, because everybody's unique, everyone's amazing. We don't all want to be the same, do we? How boring would that be?
So boring.
Exactly.
I agree. And I think we all have a place in this world, and it's just we're not going to be for everybody, but we're going to be for the right people. And just like what you were saying too, I think that's a huge part of it. And I'm so curious, what advice do you have for leaders who want to incorporate more playfulness and creativity into their management style?
So I would say be playful with it. Think outside the box a little bit. You don't have to start with massive, huge gestures. You don't have to start with the hot air balloon ride. You can just start with incorporating something, maybe asking questions that are a bit different. So I love brainstorming sessions. I think brainstorming sessions are fabulous. And I love it when we can get together in a room, we can have colourful bean bags and, coffee and nice biscuits and a really nice, fun, colourful atmosphere, because then people can just talk, they can be relaxed and they can brainstorm together. Just starting with small steps. Have a one-to-one meeting. So have a meeting with your staff that's a bit different. Go outside, take them for a walk, do something, have some music playing in the background when they come into your office. If you want to do it in your office, have fidget toys and Rubik's cubes and things on the table that they can play with and they can fidget with, because actually when we're take our mind away, and I'm doing that because the Rubik's cube, I haven't got one here. When we do something with our hands, actually it helps us to lower the barriers and to be a bit more creative. So I would say start with something small, start with something that you feel comfortable with, but just have fun with it. Just have fun with it.
That's what it's about, right?
And it isn't complicated.
Yeah, absolutely. And what do you think is the most important quality for a leader to have in today's ever-changing business world?
Communication skills and listening skills. We have to be listening to our people. We have to be listening to what they need right now, because what they need right now is very different to what they needed 3 years ago. And if we get to know our people, we listen to them, and we really understand them, the business will move forward. It's the same with clients. If you constantly ask your clients for feedback and really understand what they need, you can give them what they need. And I think when we listen to our people, we understand them better. When we listen to our people, we can get some amazing insights. We can really, really get some juiciness. We've hired them for a reason. They have amazing ideas. And when we listen to them, those ideas come out. And when we communicate with them and give them reasons behind something, everyone's on board. If you say to your people, I'm going to have one-to-one meetings with you all every single month, starting this month, and Flossie, you're the first, you're going to put a fear of dread into them. They're going to think, oh my gosh, what is going on? Whereas if you say to your people, I really want to embrace the culture of the business, and I really want to get to know you all and explore your ideas and understand, what's working well for you, what isn't working well for you, how I can help you, how I can support you. And how I'm going to do that is by, I really want to spend some time with each and every one of you. So I'm just going to put some dates in your diaries. They're going to be more excited about it rather than putting the fear, thinking, oh my God. So it's all about that communication and all about that listening as well, because when we communicate and when we listen, that's when we really get some golden nuggets.
I couldn't agree more, because I do think when we're actually listening to those needs, things can change, but also the genuine care of where are you at? What can I do to really support and foster this environment for everybody? Because you're going to have better retention too for your business as well, because you're listening to what is needed in order for them to do what they need to do and to have everything thrive.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's, like I say, our people, they really know. People, staff, they really know. They're the ones that talk to your clients. They're the ones that know what's going on. Shall I share an exercise that's quite yeah. So go back to that brainstorming session where you're kind of you're sitting down, you're in your room, you've got your colourful bean bags, you've got some great crayons and pens and snacks and goodies, and it's all fun. If you say to your people, okay, grab pen and paper, I want you to write down for me our closing statement. So think that our business is closed, and I want you to write the closing statement, and I want you to give me all the reasons why the business has closed. And what will happen is they will highlight all of the areas in your business that might not be working as well as they should be. And it might be ideas that you've never thought about, that hasn't even crossed your mind. But because you're asking the admin assistant and your C-suite, your directors, you're going to get so many different responses and so many great ideas of where you need to focus your business on and where things aren't working right now. And that's quite a good playful exercise.
Oh, I love that. And, it's so interesting because years ago when I was in grad school, I worked at my graduate school and I heard everything because I was at the front desk, and you just hear so much that's not said or you're not supposed to hear, but you hear everything. And it's so interesting, just like what you said, because when you're high up there, you don't always see the day to day, like you're not immersed in it to some degree. Of course, maybe you are, and you're one man or woman show, and that's a different story. But like when you're running a company, it's just very interesting to see that dynamic. And that's what like popped in my head when you were saying that. I'm like, oh, that's good, because it really can break those down of how people are seeing it. So you can get those different perspectives because you're not everywhere at all times, but being able to rely on your supportive team as well.
Yeah. And also, as a receptionist, you're probably not going to go up to the CEO of the company and say, now, I think this is wrong with the company.
Yeah, maybe not the first day.
Let's be honest. So actually, by bringing an exercise where it's more of a storytelling exercise, you're going to hear that stuff that you need to know. And it can all be anonymous. You don't even have to have people's names next to it. So they can be truly honest.
That's powerful. Thank you for sharing that. Everyone listening, definitely let us know what you think. Are you going to try it with your company?
Yeah, and that's an example of bringing play into something actually quite serious.
Yeah.
And if you're worried about the future of your business and you really want that feedback, that's a way to make it a fun, playful exercise that gives you what you need and more.
I love it. Well, thank you for sharing. And I'm so curious because building your business, I know you said you were in corporate for a long time and then you transferred into or transitioned into entrepreneurship. What were some of the roadblocks that you experienced while building your business?
Oh, so many. Let's be totally honest and transparent. Being a business owner is really tough. It's really hard. There's so many roller coasters, there's so many mountains to climb. And am I there yet? No, of course I'm not. I don't know anybody that is. It's always hard. There's always going to be hard days.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's about having a support network around me. So having people that I can call on when it's tough, and having people to say to me, yeah, that's a really good direction to go in. I think you're on the right track, or do you know what, actually maybe rethink that. And having those people that really know you and believe in you, I think is so important. It's so important. It's on those days when you think, I'm just gonna give it all up because it's really, really tough, that you can phone somebody and say, I'm having a tough day. And they say to you, I'm lucky enough, I'm away for this weekend with one of those people in my network, that actually we can get through it together. Because if you're on your own and it's just you, it's tough. When you've got people around you, when you employ staff and when you have people, it's slightly different. But if you're a solopreneur and you're on this journey on your own, definitely find that tribe of people that can support you. And also have a plan, know where you're going, know what you want to achieve and what you need to do. Have your annual plan, have your quarterly plan, and know what you need to do every single day and every single week to get there. Even if it's just small steps, even if it is just simply just one foot in front of the other, if you're making progress, it really does help.
Yes, absolutely. Those are definitely obstacles I think a lot of people have endured, of just not having that support network and knowing who's your tribe and having those people that are going to lift you up and empower you in that process. And I think that's a big part of it. And also just knowing the tools that having, okay, what are those next steps? What do I need to do on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis to get to where I want to be? And I'm so curious, what are some of the tools that you've been using to build your business, whether it's technology wise or just anything else that has been really beneficial for you?
So I think one of my main tools that I use is my notebook and my pen. I definitely I love to grab a pen and paper and just write down my ideas, and having quarterly planning sessions in the diary with people who are on the same journey as me. So I know some people will go on quarterly planning sessions with coaches or with business owners, mentors, coaches. I just like to grab a couple of, or one or two, or one of my friends who are on the same journey as me, and we just go out for the day and just do that quarterly goal setting and planning. And then there's a bit of accountability woven in there as well, because when we meet next time, it's okay, what have you done? Have you achieved that? So definitely my notebook and my pens are absolutely way up there. I cannot live without Canva, and I can't live without my Trello board. So everything goes on Trello, and I absolutely adore my Trello board. And obviously it's very colourful and playful as well. And I think my final thing is toys. So I'm not in my office right now, because if I was, I would show you, but I have Lego, I have a Daffy Duck, I have a Niffler from Fantastic Beasts. I have loads of colourful cards and paintings and drawings. And I have things that me and my son have made together. I've got a BB-8. There's kind of, my office is filled with toys that bring me joy and make me smile. And if we just have something around us that makes us smile and grounds us and just reminds us of all the great times, that really, really helps,
I think it's what you embody as well. And just speaking of like playful and what makes you smile, I'm so curious, what has motherhood and entrepreneurship been like integrating the two?
Hard, really hard. Yeah, really hard. It's not easy. Being a mum is not easy, and being an entrepreneur is not easy. I'm lucky now. My son's 13 now, and he plays golf, so he goes out for hours and hours on end with my husband. So I have really good chunks of time where I can really spend it and focus on my business. But I've navigated the last 13 years with him as my priority, non-negotiable. So know your non-negotiables. My non-negotiables are that time with my son. And if he says to me, I want time with you, he gets that time. So obviously, you know, between the hours of 9 to 5, then it might be slightly different if I've got calls in, but he's normally at school then. But at the weekends and in evenings, if he wants that time with me, he gets that time with me. And I think it's when we put those compromises in that really test us and don't feel right, then we're going to struggle. We're going to struggle with the guilt. We're going to struggle with, I'm not happy being here because I want to be with him. And it's putting him first, building everything around that. So when he goes to sleep, a bit different now because he's at the age where I'm normally asleep before him. But when he goes and, you know, goes online with his friends or is doing homework or is at the golf club, well, that's the time when he doesn't care what I'm doing. Right. It's when he says to me, I want to watch a film with you, or I want to build some Lego with you, because yes, we still, I still take Lego home with me. We still sit there and build Lego. I don't want him to hear the words, no, I can't, I'm working. When actually it isn't 9 to 5, it isn't when, you know, he should be at school or whatever. I want him to hear, yes, I'm here for you, because I know that he's not going to be here forever. You know, he's 13. He wants me less now than he did 5 years ago. So that time's precious. And I think as parents, if we compromise it, we will regret it. And then what will happen is it will compromise our happiness, because we're not happy, because we feel like we're missing out. So if there's something is that non-negotiable, make it a non-negotiable and say, this is I'm protecting this with everything. This is my protected time that we all go to bed at night, we all go to sleep. Make whatever it is that will challenge you and make you internally unhappy, just protect it and make that your non-negotiable.
I love it. Non-negotiables are so important, because that's, at the end of the day too, we can always work more, do more things, but that quality time with the people that we love and care about, you can never get that back. And, you know, nobody on their deathbed says, I wish I worked more. Is that saying? And it's true. And you're embodying that again, and just what you're really making time for your son and knowing that he has his mom there. And that, I think that's beautiful and so important.
And what I've done this year is I've really made a conscious effort of filtering that out to other people. So including my husband in that, including my friends in that, including my parents in that. Because actually, yes, that time with him is so important, but there's time with other people that also might in the past, and, you know, I did a 4-year degree. Of course, there was times when I had to spend time on my dissertation. I had to spend time revising. I had to spend time writing essays instead of seeing my parents, seeing my friends, spend time with my husband. So now's the time when, okay, now I'm going to make sure that I have those pockets of time where I really spend time with the people that I love, because that is what makes me happy. And that's where, you know, my friends always laugh at me, because I always come up with weird and wonderful things. Like, okay, if I meet you here, can we do this? Can we do that? And I find these fun and playful activities to do when we're out. So we have fun and we make memories as well.
That's what it's about. Every relationship. I think relationships are so important. Just even coming from marriage and family therapy background, like, I think that's the foundational piece of everything, even just in the work environment, making it playful, making those connections, like what we were talking about, the communication factor, and being able to have that quality time versus having to shelve it. And of course, there's things that are going to come up and we have to take care of, and that's life, but really making it a priority is what I'm hearing. And I think that's what it's about.
Yeah, absolutely. It really is. It really is.
And I'm curious, because of all the situations through your entrepreneurship journey, through corporate, everything, what has been maybe one of the biggest lessons you've learned on this journey that have really shaped who you are today?
The most pivotal moment for me, even though I thought I knew it, even though I thought I was abiding by it, was seeing that checklist that was so corporate and so bland, and trying to fit into a box just doesn't work if it isn't aligned with you. It just doesn't. It doesn't make me happy, and I know it doesn't make other people happy when we try and conform, and we we listen to other people's judgments and biases and subjectiveness and experiences rather than making our own way. And so for me, it really was, that moment was almost the final sprinkling on this amazing cake that had been being built over the last 40 odd years, where that there in front of me was, I know deep down what I really want to do. I know what value I'm adding to the world. I know what difference I'm making, but I'm still hiding behind something that's bland and corporate because that's what society says. And it was that was really pivotal. That was kind of I think the chocolate sprinkling on the top, or the gold sprinkling on the top, that was like, yeah, okay, that's going out the window. I'm throwing that away and I'm really going all in on, do you know what, this is me.
I love it. And that's what it's about. It's about being able to shine through. And sometimes it takes individuals longer because of society, because of what social norms are and whatnot. But it's throwing that out the window and focusing on what resonates with you, because when we shine brighter, more people are attracted that are the right people to us, whether that's family, friends, clients, work, organizations, anything, opportunities. It just makes more sense because it's so aligned.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I just want to know, I know you kind of mentioned with the obstacles, what has been really beneficial when it comes to just the entrepreneur journey, but what are maybe one or two tips in addition to that you could give us, that people that are listening that are on this journey, that they're like, I need to know this?
Just keep going. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other. J.K. Rowling, how many times did she have to take her book deal to publishers to get published? Walt Disney, I think 303 rejections he got to build a theme park. If you and we and I and you and everybody listening doesn't continue, we're letting our future clients down. If you think of somebody who is so impactful in your life right now, just think of somebody. It might be a shampoo that you use. It might be your favorite book. It might be an actor, a singer. If they had given up when it was tough, they wouldn't be impacting your life right now. And every single person, from Walt Disney to J.K. Rowling to Tom Cruise, will have felt at some point that, do I continue with this? Is this really all these knockbacks? Do I just give up? Because it's hard for everybody. Every single person. It's the people who push through that barrier that succeed. We're all capable of amazing things. Every single person is capable of amazing things. And just keep going. Just remember all those famous people and all those people that you look up to that make a difference in your life. If they had stopped and gone the other direction, they wouldn't be impacting you right now.
It just shows how much power we have within that can come and really transform our worlds, but those around us as well. So that hit me, how many singers or artists or any capacity that I know personally that have impacted my life, and what happens if they had given up. I wouldn't know them. I wouldn't have been inspired by them to do what I'm doing or anything along those lines. So you're right, just keep going. I love that tip. I think that's one of the most powerful ones we can do.
Yeah, because I can guarantee every single person has thought, this is hard. Is this space right for me? That imposter syndrome would come into every single person out there.
Absolutely.
Guaranteed.
Well, Tam, where can people find you, use your services? We're going to link everything below, but if you could let us know too.
Yeah, so really nice and simple, because I like to keep everything simple. So I'm Tamzin Hall, so it's Tamzin Hall Coaching. I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Instagram, and my website is tamzinhallcoaching.co.uk.
Thank you so much for coming on, sharing your beautiful energy, light, and everything that you were doing in this world. I know I appreciate it, and all your clients and organizations and all those that will be working with you in the future. But thank you again for coming on, and we will see you all on the next episode.